Hey, friends. Hey, little lady, you need some water?
Yeah, for sure.
You need to drink, okay? I saw you there. It's hot out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Open that and drink it for me.
I
Please.
will. I will.
I'm worried about you.
Alright.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, bye, Aaron. Anyway, I will sit down over there in the park.
Yeah, thank you for coming and helping her out. I was just parking, getting ready to do that because people were, yeah, it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's water for you, but I'm gonna get you another one because I don't think that's enough. Okay,
Yeah.
so just wait right there for me, okay? So yeah, there's a situation going down over here as the cops are sitting here watching, doing fucking nothing. You know, because it's about sitting in your fucking car in the shade, state patrol, right? Right? You watch. When I come back, they're gonna take off. Here, honey.
Okay.
Drink all those, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Pull up a little bit.
Okay. I
Pull
will.
up a little bit.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
I will. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There was some not good shit going down right here on the sidewalk. I was driving by. Oh, I gotta go pay this fucking meter. So, welcome to Denver. We are at the corner of Broadway and Colfax. That is our state capitol. I was down here on some other business and driving by, and I was like, hell no. Why isn't someone addressing what people were doing to that little lady? I don't care what. I don't care. It's not a spectacle show for everyone to come up and start harassing somebody because they're in some kind of psychosis, or I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, here's welcome to Denver. So she was laying down here on this hot sidewalk, and people were coming up to her, filming her, standing over her, laughing at her. They had a mom over here taking a video with her kids. Cool. Did you fucking help? Why didn't you show your kids how to fucking help somebody? What, did she scare you? All 75 pounds of her? That you had to stand over there with your kids so your kids could watch you film her? What the fuck is wrong with people? So I have to go live. I can't be down here without people knowing where I'm at and without you being able to see what's going on. So I've been having some issues over the years with State Patrol here, sitting in their fucking cars on the grass in the shade doing nothing. We've had some recent interactions and you haven't seen them because they haven't been live streamed. Well, now that Luis was shot 9 times by the Denver Police Department, I won't be anywhere in public without hopefully the whole world knowing where I'm at. And if you're gonna come fuck with me, I guess so be it. Yeah, so welcome to Denver, where we're on water restrictions except for the government. So this is Veteran Memorial Park. This is state property. Across the street is city property. That's Civic Center Park. Look at, oh well, it's all dead anyway. Can I talk to you? So I see it doesn't matter. You guys are still just going to park on the grass, right?
Doing our job.
You're doing your job.
Is there anything I can help?
Yes,
today?
there is.
What is that?
So-
Emergency?
There was an emergency over there
Okay.
that I took care of.
Okay.
Did you happen to see it?
now?
Did you happen to see
Is
it?
there anything I can help you with?
Yeah. Call for fucking resources.
Okay. Have a good day.
You fucking dick. What's your name? There you go. There you go. Pretty sure he's the last one I dealt with that I followed all over in the park here. And then I went and got his supervisor. Look at these fucking assholes. So I'll move from one shady spot to the other. Look at this cocksucker. Here we go again. I just haven't filed my complaint on him yet. Happened a couple weeks ago. I just haven't had time. You know, had to go to jail, had to help a friend that'd been shot 9 times by the cops. He's gonna come in here and hide like he did last time. Same little cat and mouse game that we're playing. Look at him. Where do I go? What do I do to get away from her? This is your Colorado State Patrol. I have this guy's name. I just don't have it with me. He was real concerned about whether or not there was an emergency, huh? So that nice man came along and went over and essentially broke up the crowd and got her up off the sidewalk. Look at this dick. You better call a supervisor. They're over here. Look at him. It's like 90 degrees right here. You better call a supervisor. Legislative session ended last, was it yesterday? And here's an interesting little tidbit that you all might be interested in. The legislature amended that law that they used against me, the, quote unquote, anti-doxing law, to include, they had to add elected officials are now in the protected person status. So what do you think is going to be going on in Colorado? Since Reagan was the first person ever to be convicted of that over the words fucking pig roast. That was the imminent threat. Pig roast. So imagine, if you will, a protected class of people to include electeds. He thinks this is funny. Why is he only driving 3 miles an hour? This is your Colorado State Patrol. If somebody wants to put up a link to the Colorado State Patrol for filing a complaint, that sure would be appreciated. So you have these cops that sit in the park so they can monitor this whole area, or so they can say, oh, we don't have to address that emergency. That's Denver's problem. We'll ignore it, or we'll call them. So did he call them? Well, I guess I don't know, do I? So I'm gonna get my other phone out. We'll just keep walking. I'll get my steps in. It's just a fucking game to them.
Colorado State Patrol is not available. Report your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound.
We're on our second lap of the parking lot of the state capitol building with the Colorado State Patrol.
Sorry, Colorado State Patrol is not available. Report your
Well, that's no shit. These are all their PIOs.
If this is a media request, please leave your media affiliation, name,
contact information and what we're calling for. I will get back to you shortly. This is Trooper Matthews with the Colorado State Patrol.
We value the input of our constituency. Complaints. You better call a supervisor. This was the process I utilized last time. Hello. So I need a supervisor from State Patrol, please. Who might that be?
Okay, I'm not sure if I can see if I can get a hold of one. You don't mind waiting?
No, I don't mind waiting at all. I'll stay.
While I spin this.
Okay, if I'm done conducting my business with you, I'll go stand over there. But if I'm not, they can wait. So don't talk to me like that.
Okay,
Because I might want to come in the building.
that's fine.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Just let me do my work and I'll help you in a bit when I can.
That's better.
Thank
Yeah, we'll just stand in the shade. We'll wait here at the Colorado State Capitol. Since that deputy or whatever the fuck he is, trooper, it's Hero Week and all. Hero trooper from the Colorado State Patrol. So I just haven't published the last video that was almost identical to this same interaction. Except he drove all over the park for about an additional 20 minutes. And then went back to the park after he came up here and drove around. Let's check in with the chat. It's hot out there. Commander, what's up? Rain Nation, hey, good to see you. Hi, Joy. They steal our money, and instead of serving us, they play victim. Mhm. Tube sock. Hey, thank you for that $2. Right on. Appreciate that. State Patrol mission. By adhering to our core values, we provide modern policing services for all persons to protect life, peace, and property throughout Colorado. Mhm. The Colorado State Patrol. Lethal, what's up? Randy, what's up? So we're on a tour. Welcome to Colorado. We're horrible here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to Colorado. Our police are terrible here. Keep your head on a swivel. Welcome to Colorado. Welcome to Colorado. Our police are terrible here. Be safe. Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. We are not a free country.
Secure check inside.
Yeah, you have to check. Yeah, you go
What
for
is-
security.
Water is okay, right?
Water, yeah, should be, but
I drink. Let him see.
it's hot.
I am-
Yeah, good for you. We're supposed to be land of the free, but sometimes water's not allowed in places.
Looking for the trash.
Oh,
I cannot see outside.
they'll have it up there. Yeah, I'm the welcoming committee for the people of the state of Colorado. I'm assuming China. I don't know. They're putting their hands up. They're putting their hands up as they walk through the metal detector. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. I think I found my new job. Door greeter at the state capitol. Welcome to Colorado. I represent the people of the once great state of Colorado. Please keep your head on a swivel. Our police are very dangerous. Welcome to Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our police are very dangerous here. Keep your head on a swivel. We are not a free country. I represent the people of this once great state of Colorado. I am the official door greeter at the Colorado State Capitol. Even during Heroes Week. Just FYI, Denver just settled a $225,000 lawsuit yesterday for holding some people at gunpoint and accidentally firing their weapon. Oh, look, we have a supervisor. Here he comes. Hi. Oh, thank you very much. So we have a serious problem outside again.
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware of who I am. I'm Regan Benson. This is Sergeant Collier of the did I say that right? Collier of the executive branch of the executive unit at the Capitol Security Unit, everybody. So this time I'm live because I've really had it with the lack of professionalism with you guys. So hopefully you'll be different. I've never dealt with you. So I was driving down Broadway.
Okay.
And I saw a really bad situation occurring right on the corner of Broadway and Colfax, which of course is not your jurisdiction, and I understand that. However, per the standard protocol, you have one of your troopers sitting in his car on the grass in Veterans Park under the shade, probably surfing the internet for porn. How come he didn't recognize this emergency that at least needed a phone call to another jurisdiction? You wouldn't know, either would I. So I went to ask him. And if you could imagine, he was quite rude and unprofessional and asked me if I had an emergency. And I said, yeah, I do, because there's a situation. And he rolled his window up and drove away. And then he drove up here and we did 3 laps in the parking lot with me walking behind him, telling him to call a supervisor as he's driving like 2 or 3 miles an hour. So what do you think about all that?
What was the situation that you saw in the?
So there was a lady,
Okay.
obviously in some kind of crisis or psychosis,
Sure.
laying down on the probably 100-degree sidewalk
Sure.
with almost no clothing on.
Okay.
So she was likely getting just burned from the sidewalk, right? And there were all kinds of people around her laughing, filming, which is harassment in a sense when you're not offering any help for somebody who clearly needs it. And so it was a big joke going on the corner as she's rolling on the sidewalk. And there's a mother over here with her children filming it instead of helping. Nobody's helping. So I pulled over because I was certainly going to intervene in that very unsafe situation for that 75-pound woman with no clothes. And you've got a trooper sitting catty corner watching the area for safety. Yeah. And so by the time I got out of my car, though, another gentleman went up to her. Presumably, he might be transient as well, because he certainly wasn't part of the crowd that was sitting there making fun of her and filming her and poking at her and laughing and bending over and doing all those types of things. And she was walking with him and he was telling her, let's go over here. And so I, of course, got out of my car and got some water, but she is clearly in need of some more services.
Is she still there?
Well, she walked off with that man.
Okay.
I don't know where they went.
How long ago was that?
Well, it's been at least 20 minutes or so since your trooper decided to play the cat and mouse game with me. I would assume he probably called for help, right?
No.
No, he didn't call you
No.
and tell you that I had a situation.
No.
Yeah, so I have a complaint. So I've tried to make a lot of phone calls to State Patrol. Nobody's answering the phone. So what are we going to do about getting some resources over there to try to make contact with that woman who may need medical?
Of course. Do you know if she's still in the area or not, though?
Well, like I told you, she walked off with him.
Okay.
I don't know, because I immediately went to the nearest form of help that I could find,
So
State Patrol, and that's what I got.
what does she look like? Where is she?
So she's just a short little Hispanic lady, had a pink half kind of top on and some tan shorts. No, not similar to this at all, just barely covering up
Okay.
with most of her midriff out in the open, and she had on some tan shorts.
Okay.
I gave her some water. She was drinking it, but she may very well need some medical. So, however,
Yeah.
it's pretty common that they refuse. So if we could work to activate STAR in the area by calling DPD, or I'm sure you guys have.
Work with them all the time.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? I'm glad I learned that too from you. So I'm gonna wait for you to do your thing and let me know what's gonna go down.
Okay. So what side of Colfax and Brunswick?
So it was the southwest corner.
What I will do is I will head over there and see if she's still there. And
Okay.
see if I can offer her any resources at that point.
Okay, and I'm gonna wait here to find out what you're gonna. So you're gonna have your guy.
I'm gonna go myself.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Okay, well then can we walk together? All right, let's do it. What direction are we
Where do
going?
you want to go?
That's up to you, because I haven't been through security.
Capital S62. I'll be walking with this.
My name is Regan. You can tell everybody.
Way in Colfax. She had initially tried to report a Hispanic female, pink top, pink shorts. I love your heart for this. I know that you're part of the coalition that deals a lot with this. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That's the first I've ever heard State Patrol say that to me.
That young man that you were with earlier on one of the last live streams,
Yeah.
able to be a lobbyist. There was his.
Luis, Mr. Luis Johnson. See, everybody knows Luis. So we're hopeful. I'm hopeful that that's something he wants to do now that he's been shot 9 times by the Denver Police Department.
Sure.
And
Is that quite the process to become a lobbyist?
not really. Not really. You just got to register. We need a lobbyist for the people,
Yeah.
not for,
For the people.
yeah. And that's what we talked about.
I watched the entire stream. So
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's got it going on. It's really upsetting that he sat there and didn't even. So they went walking towards Denver's, Denver Post owned building.
and regardless if we're state troopers here at the Capitol, we still care about people. And this is
I don't
still
think
this-
all of you do.
you should.
Yeah, you're right. You should.
And I'll be more than happy to talk with that trooper to find out what he knew, what he had done wrong. This is definitely something we would 100% want to deal with. For sure.
Thank you.
Especially if it's like you said, it's like 90 degrees out, but
Uh-huh.
it's going to be over that
Mhm.
in the sidewalk.
Yes.
Mm.
I would imagine she's probably got some burns
Yeah, for
on her body.
absolutely.
And
Depending on how long you've been out, we could be looking at heat stroke.
yes,
Be looking at heat exhaustion.
yes, lots of things. Thank you for recognizing that. And that
Other than just water.
thank you.
So I would be able to hopefully get her to a situation where we can just slow down.
Yep.
And deal with the mental health of the deal for
Thank you. And I would do these things myself, but I don't get the same response.
Sure.
Because I'm a different classification of people than you.
Yep.
That's not right, is it?
But you still have the same heart that we do for the people. Regardless of what they look like, what they're wearing, their station in life. People are people. And it's our job to love people no matter who they are.
Or at least help them.
Sure, yeah, for sure. And helping them is how we can show our love for them.
Thank you.
For me, it's part of the job.
Yeah, we just had an interesting conversation about love while I was in jail, serving a 16-hour sentence by a judge who has a problem with me this past week. And for the first time ever, I've been to the Denver jail I've been arrested 15 times, 9 times by Denver, right?
Sure.
And so the first time I ever got to go to church in the jail was this past Friday. And that was the sermon. It was about love. So, yeah, they went.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said the sermon was on love?
Yeah. And the unconditional love that Christ shows for his people. And
could you imagine a world just for 30 seconds that looked like that? Where all we did is we showed up and cared about people.
yeah, it would be a whole different place, wouldn't it?
I would love to live in that.
Me too. So they were walking over here when I gave them the water.
Okay.
I'm guessing they went somewhere in the shade because that man was really trying to help her.
And I'll be here till 11 o'clock tonight,
Uh-huh.
evening, so I'll be more than happy to keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
Should we go one more block just to make sure?
I feel
That would be like the most ideal.
I
spot.
know.
We're in the grass in the cool.
yeah, it would, but you can't be on the grass. It's against the law.
Yeah. They have a Denver ordinance against that.
Yeah, I'm gonna change that. So this gentleman walking over here with the cane,
Okay.
he looks like the man she walked off with from a
Let's head
distance.
down to the light. We'll just cross over and see if that's the guy.
Yeah. He's walking this way, but I don't remember him having a cane.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. See, he's walking this way.
Yeah. If not, like I said, we'll be here all night. I'll have me and at least 2 other guys. Be more than happy to keep an eye out for it.
All
I
right.
work really closely with Star. They're a fantastic resource.
They are.
They're underfunded and understaffed,
Thank
but
you.
they're fantastic.
And they get stuff done.
Absolutely. They were, I think, No Kings 2.0 last year. They were with us. They had a female up on the steps that we were dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
and they came and they sat next to her, conversations.
Mhm.
We were able to actually finally get her some resources.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's trust.
Yeah.
It's trust, not authority.
Exactly. It's conversation.
Mhm.
For sure.
Thank you, Sergeant Collier.
Yeah. We'll walk back to you.
So, well, actually, no, I think I'm going to stay right here in the area for a
Okay.
short time. If I should come across her,
My cell phone is on my card. It's a 719-510.
Yep. all right. All right. Then I'm going to call you
Perfect.
if I come across her and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So I do appreciate what you did.
Absolutely.
You did your job and I'm thankful for that. I shouldn't praise you for it, but I should because this is not the norm anymore.
Yeah.
And it should be.
Yeah.
And I would like to write you a commendation, but I'm not going to
Actually,
because this is part of your job. But
Absolutely.
I want to thank you.
and not only is it a part of my job, it's the best part of my job. If I can get rid of all the rest of the stuff and just do this,
Mhm. Thank you.
well, I'll get out of your way then. You enjoy the rest of the day. And again, call me if you find her and we'll be more than happy to.
And let that guy know. I've
Okay.
dealt with him before. It's been a few weeks.
The one at the.
That was driving the car.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. I have all his information. I dealt with your other sergeant who was a jackass. I haven't filed that complaint yet.
Okay.
I do plan to do it.
Okay.
But let him know that he screwed the pooch again.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I'll let State Patrol's process work for clearing him for acting like this now twice. And then we'll just make a bigger deal about it. But you were wonderful. So thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Okay, take care.
I really feel like that was the dude. But the woman wasn't with him. So here's why I had to do that. If you missed that, STAR is a resource that is deliberately underfunded because it works. These are real professionals that have been educated and committed their life to making connections with other humans. And they understand homelessness, addiction, crisis, medical conditions. They're a well-rounded team of people that the taxpayers pay, but the city of Denver doesn't fund properly. Why? Because it's a solution. So I don't have the same access to STAR as first responders. And you heard me tell him it's because I am a different classification of people than you. I could have elaborated a little bit more about, we make laws for heroes like you and give you protected person status. Let's just take a jaunt over here to Civic Center Park. I want to show you some stuff, but let me take a break here for just a minute. And in fact, I think I should probably go get a bottle of my own water. let's check in with you guys. So Collier did good. He did real good, huh? Let's make sure that you have his information. Hey, SJ. Yeah, thanks for being in here. I mean, you just saw some action right here in downtown Denver, but I'm not going to lie. I suspect that word is out that more people are paying attention, and the State Patrol, they know that I'm sick of this shit with them over here in Lincoln Park. And I've asked them for several years to quit doing that. And look where we are. Do you think they're doing anything with public safety? You think they're serving a single person? No, they're not. I have lots of camera footage of them driving their car up to people sitting on the wall that borders that park and the sidewalk on Broadway and telling them to move along. Yeah, that's what the State Patrol is doing because of the optics of Veterans Park. We don't want people that look a certain way sitting in Veterans Park because during COVID, the state was too stupid to address homelessness. So they let them set up tents and everything there in Veterans Park and provided no sanitation. Yeah, what do you think happened? So Veterans Park and Civic Center Park have been a focal point for the state since COVID. And when I published this other video of this interaction that I had with the last State Patrol sergeant, you're going to see a striking difference. Wait until you see this other video, you guys. Listen, it happened, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I was going to edit it up. We were working on it and then shit went south. And so I just haven't had time to deal with it. So I'm not going to edit it at all. It's a long ass video, another one of a Regan Benson video, which technically should have been a live stream. However, I was kind of trying to stay out of the live stream mode because I don't really want people knowing where I'm at. But now it's imperative that people know where I'm at because if I die, I want you to see it on camera. I'm not going to lie. So, none of these cops should be trusted. There's cameras everywhere that DPD sits and watches. There's cameras all over that intersection right there. Halo cameras that could have caught this entire thing going down on the street right there while that fucking trooper sat over there. By the time I started this live stream and you saw this, it had tempered drastically. And I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do by myself, but I was going to fucking do it. Thank God. I don't know who that guy was. He was clearly on foot. And I say he might be transient because he was carrying all his gear. I think he just really saved a whole lot of shit going down. And this is why. This is another example why. Where are the fucking police when you need them? They're not. It's up to us. And it's illegal for me to defend myself in the city and county of Denver. Furthermore, if it were legal, they've stripped me of my Second Amendment rights and my ability to defend myself. Because of Commander Bell who decided that he was a victim instead of a cop. Yes, Commander Bell, that's you in your official position. You pussy ass fucking bitch coward cop. Yeah. Of how many years? What, like fucking 90? Fuck you. Fuck you. Karma is a bitch. And if you think that's a threat, you're wrong. It's hyperbole. Karma, she is a sweet little bitch. And she just shows up in ways that you would never suspect. So over here, yes, is Civic Center Park. I'm not too far from being able to go get a bottle of water, so let's do that. Do we have a problem in here? Do I have a mod in here? Does anybody know? Can somebody let me know? Okay, so yeah, whoever you are, Randy, that's your only warning. You don't come. Okay, DJ, please. Yeah. So are you the only mod in here? I got to get some more mods on this fucking channel. This is just ridiculous. That's another reason I don't live stream, because I can't get any fucking consistent mod help. So I need it. And I need to trust you. I need to know you. Because my channel's small and you know what my rules are here. You don't come over here and fucking hijack my chat. I'm not the government. I don't have to protect your First Amendment rights. You come over here, you start talking shit about homeless, there's no warning for you. You're gone. You're blocked. You come over here and hijack my chat or spam it, you might get a warning. Then you're gone. You don't have to agree with me, but you better have some pretty damn good arguments to make, because you're all in fucking hiding. Ah, fuck the water. See how fast I forget shit? Let's just not make this a real long ordeal. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. It's hot as shit. This early spring sun is way hotter at a higher elevation. And down here in the concrete jungle, shit heats up. So it's not too far from here where Luis was shot 9 times by the Denver Police Department. You guys want a little bit of an update? I got to see him again today. And man, I'll tell you what, is it wonderful to be a young buck in great shape and be able to get shot to be able to get shot like it's an honor. Yeah, good one, Reagan. Get shot 9 times by the Denver Police Department and look as good as he does. And he's telling me that he's feeling great. I just don't know how he could be, but I got to give him the benefit of the doubt in that. Look at all these bullshit fucking signs in this park. Let me show you some shit. So anyway, yeah, Luis had surgery on Friday. I don't know if you guys knew that. I was under the impression he had a broken scapula. Yeah, they blew his scapula away. He has a fucking plate for a shoulder, for a scapula bone. Uh-huh. This is a public park. Uh-huh. Which, by the way, that code, if you want to go look that up. Phew. This grass is cool. Hey, how you doing? Hey, we talked before. How are you?
Pretty good yourself?
I'm good. Did you see the little lady over here in the pink barely top with a little Hispanic woman with some tan shorts on, maybe having a little bit of heat stroke or psychosis, maybe a little bit of that action?
Yeah, where they're located.
So there was a big ordeal going down over there at the corner on Broadway, and some gentleman helped intervene in that, and they walked this way. She really needs some star contact.
I haven't seen anything. I'll put my eyes off of that.
Yeah, keep an eye out, please. And so you have direct contact to be able to reach Star, correct?
I do this.
So where were you like a half hour ago? Were you sitting right here?
I was not. I was on down on Bannock. They're pulling up for us.
Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, we had state patrol over there, sitting in their car under the shade, kind of like what you're doing right now. How come you're not out on foot?
I just was a little bit ago. Like I
Yeah.
said, going back and forth.
So this grass, remember we talked about this grass being closed? It's not. They sent me an email.
They send you an email?
Yeah, and they told me
Oh, okay.
the grass area it's not closed.
Who sent you the email?
So parks,
Okay.
yeah, it was really interesting. And then when I asked some more questions, they just stopped responding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So do you yourself cite people? Like I was just on the grass. It says the grass area is closed,
Mhm.
but I got an email from parks, the permitting, because I asked for a permit.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, you don't need a permit. I even showed them a picture
Okay.
of the signage and everything. And they're like, oh yeah, you can have a group. You don't need a permit for a group. And then when I said, so you're sure that the grass isn't closed in Civic Center Park? Can you get me, a supervisor? And they just quit talking to me about it.
Sorry.
So I really hope you're not citing people for this grass is closed bullshit.
I usually get them to move to the area that the park that is open.
So, oh, you do. So you do enforce it. I'm not.
I don't cite per se.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that you don't cite, but I don't know why you're doing that when Parks is telling me that it's not, because this ordinance doesn't even apply.
Apply to what?
The sign. You might want to study up on that and make sure that you don't cite somebody, because if you do, you're gonna get sued. So I appreciate you doing your job, but I hear there's a big kerfuffle going on with ma'am on Mondays down here, not being allowed to be on the grass in Civic Center Park.
With that, I work the back half, so Wednesday to Saturday is my day.
Oh, okay. So you don't deal with that. Well, I'm glad to hear that too. Did you give me your card last time?
I gave you, yes, I did. I gave you my card, also the email for the superintendent as well.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had your card.
Mhm.
So when I need some help from a park ranger, I know who to call.
You can always call 311 and follow the
Oh,
process.
hell no. I wouldn't call 311. I'd call you because you're the most helpful park ranger I've come across.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you seem like you want to be the most knowledgeable. And so I really appreciate that, because I wouldn't want you to be on camera doing some really bad shit.
No, of course not. There's cameras everywhere in this park as well.
Well, yeah, but the government owns the footage to those. See, the people own the footage to this one. So, all right. Well, if you see that little lady, did you tell me you will call Star?
Yes, I will reach out and try to find what could help.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, he's the other park ranger that I had on camera in that other video. So you'll see that. So here's some more news. So for the past X amount of years, like 10 or so, there's been an organization that does outreach for the homeless. It's called Mutual Aid Monday. And there's an article in the Denver Right today. So if I have a mod that could just do a quick Google search, Denver Right, ma'am, MAM, and maybe post a link to that article, that'd be awesome, because it tells you the story about what's going down with the city trying to tell them that they now need a permit to do outreach with the homeless. So there's a big kerfuffle going on with that. And I guess, the city is accusing ma'am, mm, because of their presence. A city vehicle's tires got slashed and somebody was smoking marijuana in the open. And so ma'am has to follow all the rules and of the park. And so if they don't have a permit, they're not following the rules. Well, guess what? Regan might start a new operation right here in Civic Center Park. Homeless outreach. SJ, I don't know if you're still listening or not. I'll reach out to you if you're not, but you talked about wanting to do some activity. And remember, you told Denver you're coming. So when you get here, we're going to do some outreach, charitable giving right here in Civic Center Park. on the grass. And we're not going to get a permit because we don't need one. Because that is First Amendment protest and redress in the form of helping the needy. I've been arrested for that before. This one day I sat in a tent in about 115-degree heat. It was in August, I believe. Because they were sweeping the homeless. They came in and were throwing all their stuff away. Remember my friend Cowboy? Yeah, he's dead now. He said, I'm not going nowhere. I said, well, I'm not going nowhere with you then. So what ended up happening? I went to jail and he got a hotel room because the cops wanted to send a message. Don't do this again because we'll arrest you too. But the message they sent was, if we arrest enough activists, we'll give all the homeless hotel rooms. I haven't forgotten that day. This is our city and county building. This is where the mayor's office is. Right up there. This area that's all fenced off down there at the end of the block over here, that's where ma'am has set up for years. Well, remember, Denver's broke. They laid off a bunch of people. They settle hundreds of millions of dollars of lawsuits every, few years. They decided that they're going to take all the natural landscape that was already here and make it more natural, because that's what government does. It creates problems so it can create solutions. So on top of creating this problem, they decided to go start picking on ma'am. Look, those folks that run ma'am, you do your thing. I'm not here to tell you how to do your thing. But you said you're going to stand your ground. You better stand your ground. Look at how beautiful the grass is for all these watering restrictions we got going on. So this is the grass that's open. The grass over there is not open. So that nice little park ranger says he gets people to move along. Dude, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. I'm telling you right now. So the reason they don't want ma'am here is because of the optics. So we don't have a homeless problem here in Denver. Remember, Mayor Mikey and his crew have spent a shit ton of money, and we still have a homeless problem, and it's growing. And his office, well, he's got to look right out the window at it, and the people line up for food and items so they can survive. Hygiene, water, clothing. And now we got that little fucking pipsqueak, John Ewing, from the mayor's office. He's my favorite fucking pipsqueak, Mikey. You remember John Ewing down at the Paramount Theater when DMA and I went down there so we could attend the mayor's State of the City address? That he went and contracted a private business to host and then told us we couldn't have our cameras in there. Uh-huh. Who do you think got stupid and all kinds of confrontation? Well, that was that little pipsqueak, John Ewing. Don't forget that name. Denver's City and County Building. The People's Building. Mm-hmm. And these motherfuckers think that they're going to tell people that want to do charitable giving, we'll go ahead and let you do it if you get a permit. Hey, Mikey, This one's for you. You've seen me go into the mayor's office as well. Yeah, DPD provides, detail. You've seen that lurchy motherfucker too. DMA and I've had him on camera several times. He's a piece of shit. He called the sheriff's department to come up and have me arrested for filming. This room right here in the basement right here, this is the protection order hearing, civil protection order court. That's where Brian O'Neill showed up and manipulated a judge twice on lies to try to get a permanent protection order on me. She finally figured it out. So I don't see where that little gal went. Do you all? This is our art museum. This is the clerk's office. I don't even know why they fly that United States flag. This right here, this is Commie Compound #1, right here. Well, I don't know where that little gal went. I hope that guy wasn't up to anything nefarious with her. I want to assume he was helping, right? I mean, I know how shit works out here. Son of a biatch. He's just been discharged from the hospital. I don't have any water with me. So only this grass is open. No, hold on, wait a minute. So at any rate, ma'am can no longer be over there. So now they're over here. So now they want them to have a permit. So we got some signage over here. So that Denver Revised Municipal Code talks about the manager of parks can just close the park. That's it. Well, isn't it funny that those are permanently erected signs in cement? So how can the grass be open over here but not over there? What? That feels discriminatory. That feels like class warfare because this is the busiest corridor in the whole state for traffic over here. We wouldn't want to have some optics now, would we? Yeah, scoot them all over here. Those people that we don't like how they look. Tell them they could come sit over here. Because look, there's just not very much traffic. And we don't have tour buses of communist country people coming to see how less communism is a little better. When little do they know. People think it's just land of the free. They have no fucking clue. They come over here and, they see all our jewels and fun and blah, 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 blah. And little do they know there were fucking 38,000 evictions in Denver filed with Judge Shamjob running eviction court. Hey, you guys, you know what? Did I ever tell you? I haven't even done an update about my jail stay and since I went to jail, blah blah blah. It's been one thing after another, right? And so it's been a little depressing, not gonna lie. Feeling hopeless. But I'll tell you, things really changed when I saw Luis. I needed to know. I just needed to know. And then I got a call from another one of my great attorneys today, and it just really added to the punch that I needed. So I came down here to conduct some business that I need some more knowledge on, and I just happened upon this. So, but at any rate, I was in jail with a young lady. Her first name was Sabrine. Sabrine, if you're watching this, remember, I hope you are, because you were very intrigued with my channel and everything I do. You need to reach out to me because I left you my phone number. But I know your life is in shambles because your entire life started to unravel when Judge Shim Shama Shama Long a fucking Ding Dong fucked you over. Yeah. Look, I didn't even have enough time in jail to talk to everybody. True story. Um, these women, sure, some of them are in there for some hardcore shit. But even the one that was in there for some hardcore shit, which by the way, she was in there on felony assault on a peace officer. She broke his nose. And she has remorse. She has remorse. She's doing her sentence. And a nice gal. I want to know her. Smart, truly. Um, quite stout. I was not surprised to hear that when she felt like her life was going to be ended by a cop, that she fucked him up pretty good. I mean, I of course do not promote violence. Um, we know how stories get told and what happens. The truth is, down here. You never see it. Yeah. She wasn't very trusting of me when I first got into jail, and I saw that. I know that now. I know kind of how to read these women. Um, so I gave her like a little bit of time, right? I didn't approach her, didn't nothing, didn't make conversation. She started kind of talking to me at bedtime because they're on a schedule, right? They go to bed at between 7 and 8 because breakfast is at between 4 and 5 a.m. In the jail, where they flip the lights on full bore at 6 and maybe 7. I could be wrong. I think it's 6. So she kind of started poking at me a little bit more. She wanted to know a little bit more about me, and so I started telling her. And the more I started telling her, the more she started telling me. And it took like an hour and a half of a conversation that just progressed into more trust and more trust and more trust. And she finally had told me that the police shot and killed her brother. And she broke down. And you want to know people's story and why shit happens? Yeah. Go to jail. Not gonna lie. There's some real shit in there. And so I'm not afraid of jail. That sounds terrible. I know it does. It's not good for relationships. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your overall safety. Even though I've never seen. Oh, I take that back. There was some hardcore shit went down one of the times I was in there. It was scary. It was scary. They clearly didn't have this person in the right housing. Um, and she fucking jacked a girl pretty bad. It was not fun to sit there and watch that. But other than that, I've never seen people, especially women. Women are, we're socialites, right? We want to help each other out. And there's all that motherly instinct shit going on. And um, so that was an interesting conversation with that lady. She's got my phone number too. They transferred her to county to finish her sentence. But there's another gal in there who is absolutely getting completely annihilated by the system through CPS. hmm She had an addiction issue. She's been clean. She's done everything she's supposed to fucking do. What do you think they did to her? Mm-hmm. CPS. She pissed off a CPS worker. So they retaliated full bore. So I put some money on her books because we still have problems in the Denver jail wherein the indigent do not get phone services and the services that they need to take care of their business. And she's got an issue. She's in there because of the fucking state of Nebraska and what the CPS worker coordinated with them. Nah, of course I'm speculating. I'm not, naming any names and all of that shit, but this is why you keep government out of your shit, people. CPS, they're supposed to be there to save children. 90% of the time, they're fucking destroying people's lives. I think that's probably high. That's me saying that, right? I've never even had any interaction with CPS, but I've watched it. I've watched it all go down. And tried to help people. And of course, it's always when it's too late. But anyway, at any rate, that gal got her some money on her book. She's supposed to be getting a tablet. And for the first time ever in the Denver jail, I got my inmate handbook. Supposed to get that shit. And I left that paper copy for the and this gal, her name's Tanya. And if you want to help her out and put some money on her books, her name's Tanya Tafoya. Denver inmate search. Yeah. Because I'm going to help Tanya out when she gets out because you see, she's got no one and she wants to stay clean. And when you've been in a stressful environment like that and they say bye-bye and you walk out into this fucking concrete shit show jungle, guess what happens? Demons start showing up. I told her, I said, I'm going to be right here for you. I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to take you back to your sober living. She's like, well, it's clear out in Centennial. Clear out in Centennial. I said, girl, this is what we're supposed to do. I said, I will be here. If you get out of jail at 2 a.m., you call me. I will be here. And I will drive you to Centennial, which is 15 minutes if traffic is good, right? And she was like in shock that I was going to do that for her. So then she opened up some more and started telling me about her case and what Nebraska might end up doing to her by coming and getting her. She lived out there for 5 months with a dude. Look, chicks, I don't want to get involved in your shit. That's why quit. You're better off on your own. Quit getting with these dudes that just ain't it. It's the dope. It's the dope. So I said to her, well, this seems a little hokey. I don't know if this doesn't sound like Nebraska's going to come get you based on what had already gone down. And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do. They come get me. I can't get back. She's supposed to have visitations with her daughter at her sober living. She doesn't want to leave sober living because she's not ready to leave sober living and she knows it. That's how I know when people are serious, right? You get to know them. You listen to their story. And she knew that she could use a process to have visitation with her daughter at sober living because it's a residence. CPS worker didn't want it to happen. So she called up Nebraska and said, oh, remember that investigation you had out there for this child neglect case? Open that back up. Tanya's going about her day, checking in with probation. She walks in the office. They said, turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. Yeah, that's how they're helping her. So now her little daughter and her relationship now, again, has to start over. She wants to stay clean. Her child means the world to her. She realizes her fuck ups. She knows it's not too late for her and her daughter. She's 7. And those are the people that you help out. You help them. And she didn't even ask. She didn't even ask. And I said, look, girl, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So I told her, I said, if Nebraska comes get you and does that to you, I'll come pick you up. And I mean it. I will go pick that woman up in Nebraska. It's a 4-hour drive. And I'll take her all the way out to Centennial. So, oh yeah, they're spending a bunch of money reconstructing all of this too. So, all the great things that go on in this park that were great with the way it was, we can't have that. We got to raise taxes because we're going to tell the taxpayers, look what we're going to do. We're going to spend, $50 million keeping this historical presence when they're going to spend $2 million and pocket the rest. And taxpayers are like, oh, yeah, please raise my taxes. Please do it. All right. So I just been kind of keeping my eye out for that little lady. I don't see her in the parts that I thought she would maybe be hanging out in. So let's go back over here. So, yeah, looking at the chat here. Oh, one time here in Civic Center Park, the dumbest shit went down here. They were holding court. They were literally holding court out here in the park. And I was out here filming in the public park, holding court, homeless court. They thought it was a great thing. It was, we're going to do some outreach. We'll have homeless court out here. And the fucking judge out here threatened to have the sheriff's department come take my phone away from me. She saw me out here recording in the public park, just exercising my rights out here in the public park while they're having fucking court. And she walked all the way over to me. I was standing over there. And she told me, you need to quit recording. You're recording court. I was like, bitch, what? I didn't call her a bitch, but at the time, I couldn't take an arrest. My attorneys were like, Reagan, we're just, it's kind of getting rough. Not really. I don't think any of them really said that to me. But I was pretty deep in some shit there for a little while. So that was a day that I should have just said, Judge, with all due respect, you can go fuck yourself. I've never seen this. I didn't even know this was here. Oh, there you go. I never even knew those were there. How come I didn't know that? Right, because I have literally probably never walked over here around this building. Yeah, no public restrooms in Denver, Colorado. You can go piss in the park, get a ticket for it. Cameras everywhere. Park ranger's still sitting in the shade. So have you been out looking for? Have you been helping me look for?
I didn't see anything. I did lap around the truck and around the area real quick.
Did a lap around in your truck? Okay. Well, all right. So what's the deal with those restrooms over there? I didn't even know they were there. They're public restrooms. How come they're locked in this McNichols?
Because of all the construction that's going on.
What does that construction have to do with those bathrooms in that building?
Just what our maintenance is doing right now. But that's our maintenance is in charge of that right now. So
The parks maintenance is in charge of the McNichols building.
no, in charge of that restroom. Only those two restrooms that are out there.
So they're not under construction. So why aren't they open? Because I need to use the restroom. So can you go open that for me?
Fortunately, I don't have a key for that because that's maintenance.
Can we call them so I can use the restroom? I mean,
I know we do have the library open for restroom, for public
yeah,
restroom.
it's too far for me to walk. So no public restrooms unless you go to the library?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh. Oh. And urinating and defecating in public is a crime, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, make sure you call Star if you see her, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, have you seen a little lady in pink, barely covered? Hispanic lady, short?
I just pulled up the Civic Center.
Oh, okay.
I came,
So you haven't been.
I just came through. You didn't see anything that looked like that here.
Okay. Can you let me in that bathroom over here? How come they're not open? Do you know?
There's not staff.
There's no staff?
They're not in staff.
They're not being staffed? Is that what you said?
Yeah, fixed that.
So they have staff for those bathrooms? That's how that works, huh?
We previously for staff.
Gotcha. So they're not closed because of construction or anything.
I don't know if their construction's affecting the bathrooms at all. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't know if the plumbing's working. But they are not staffed at this time. I'm happy to direct you to other public restrooms. Go.
Well, the closest one is the library, and
Yeah, skip the library, and then
that's
if
too
you
far to walk.
hopped on the 16th Street bus to get the Skyline down 16th and maybe a public restroom. That's open.
Well, I could go into the Capitol too,
Yeah.
go into the basement. They're probably closed though. Well, I was just curious because, no public restrooms in Denver and there's millions of people and I've got to use the restroom. So, all right. Well, if you see that little lady, if you happen to be driving by, please call Star.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
She could use some connection with Star.
Okay.
So yeah, I gave him more of a description too. Can I have your cards?
Yeah.
Do you guys happen to work on Mondays?
Not usually. Most of us are on this side. I have worked on a Monday before.
Oh, okay.
CJ, open the doors up.
Sure.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Can I have yours? Do you have a card? You don't? Where do you work? Mountain Parks? I did not know that we could go up into the mountains and there's a park where I could cut down a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
That Christmas tree permit thing this year? Where is that your area? What is that called up there?
Christmas tree permits?
Yeah.
Battle and Cup Creek Park.
What's it? Cub Creek Park. Yeah. Okay. So you got to go up there with a lumberjack and 18 chainsaws if you're going to get a real Christmas tree, or go up there with your loppers. That was not fair. That was false advertising this year. I went up there. We went up there. We hiked up in there. There was no Christmas tree to cut down up there. You're trying to get people up there for fire mitigation to cut shit down. Free labor. Come on. That was
The trees is in the eye of the bullshit, right?
what we did.
There you go.
We took the loppers, cut this thing down, put it in a bucket of dirt, and put it on the front porch of our house. And it started to sprout in the bucket of dirt. And then it broke our heart to throw it away. Because I don't have a permit to plant a tree like that in Denver. It was just funny that you said you worked up there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Yeah, true story. So Denver, I didn't know Denver. They own so much shit, you guys. It's unreal. They own Redbox. They were advertising for oh yeah, come up here and cut a Christmas tree down. I'm like, oh, this will be cool. So I get my permit. I drive up there. There was shit. The bottom line was it's property that Denver has let go. They've done nothing for wildfire mitigation up on this. It's in the foothills here, and they literally thought they were going to get people up there by the droves to cut shit down, and there was nobody up there, nobody, and there were some people. Several sets of different people that have houses that back to this area, and so they walk through that. They walk through this part where you could cut down these Christmas trees, and they're like, because we're carrying our stuff right to cut down a tree, and they're like, "Can we ask you what you're doing?" We're like, "Yeah, we're here to cut down some Christmas trees." And these people were like, so this is Denver property, right? I'm like, yeah, I got a permit to cut down Christmas trees. She's like, how long's this been going on? Because we walk in this area every day. And that was the most extensive conversation that I had. I had other people were asking us what we're doing too, and they were like, huh? What? So it's clear that nobody had been up there to cut down or went there and went, what? And left. There was nowhere to park. It was like on this windy ass 2-lane highway, because everybody drives so carefully here in Colorado. Like we almost died on the side of the road. Hi, Mia. How are you? Well, yeah, DJ. You can need a fucking permit for everything in Denver. This was a special tree. It wasn't just a normal tree. I would have had to have a permit to put that tree in the ground. Yeah, so anyway, that was the joke of the Christmas tree debacle. And we hiked. We made a day out. We made a half a day out of it at least. Um, yeah, I took my little chihuahua up the mountain so we could attract the bears. And yeah, we cut down this tree that had a trunk diameter like this. That's real cute. It was a cute little Charlie Brown tree, but it was super tall, and it wasn't going to fit where I needed it to fit. I couldn't find a tree to fit what I needed it to fit in. So I was like, yeah, we'll do this one. We'll just put it on the front porch. We lit that shit up in a bucket of dirt. Oh, it was a good time. Yeah, I did, stupid. I had to get the permit to go up in that property and do that. I wonder if those homeowners have special permits because they live there to go use the mountain to walk through. Oh, AB, thank you very much. Yeah, I haven't been out and about. I haven't really had a good day for a while, but it's a better day today. It's been a little depressing, but this was, yeah, that state trooper. Thank God I just didn't have to deal with another asshole, right? I was like, oh, here we go again. Wait till you see the video. I got to publish that video and then you'll know what I'm talking about. So when I get home, I'll probably get that published tonight. And you got to go watch it in comparison to what you saw today. Yeah, it was crazy. They're such assholes. Not all of them, State Patrol, but the majority of them are. They're fucking jackwagons. So yeah, and I can't activate STAR like the first responders can. I can call dispatch, but then they get to decide. And I have another interaction. You saw that day with RTD. That video, I think, is that my last posted video. It's titled RTD Cops Are Bags of Dicks. Yeah, that little lady, she had no foot. I was hoping for a star response there. I had to leave. I spent as much time with her as I could. I knew I sure as fuck wasn't going to get any help from RTD or State Patrol. I had just got done dealing with that asshole in this video that I'm going to post. I just got done dealing with that guy, and I was walking away and I saw the RTD police doing that shit with that woman. And so after that, I'm like, I knew I was on my own. I'm like, just do what you can. And then I felt fucking guilty. So then I kept coming back, trying to find her. Government creating problems so they can create solutions. And they're never fucking there when you need help. It's a scam. It's a smoke and mirrors bullshit. I mean, that's what Reagan said. You know? Those are the scariest words people can hear. I'm here from the government and I'm here to help. All right. So, yeah, just so you know, the demographics of the lay of the land here again, the topographics. So, this is the corner of Broadway and Colfax. This whole arterial here is the most visual in the whole state, right? We got our state capitol right there, that gray building. And so you've got all kinds of visitors, school groups, everything, traffic, lots of right here. So that's why they don't want the optics of homelessness right here. Remember, I explained that to you what happened during COVID when that whole park, Veterans Park, had tents in it. And then they finally came in and kicked everybody out because they said the rats had taken over the park. Well, no fucking shit. You organized. They literally went and probably brought in the rats and set them loose. Yes, we have rats here. We have a lot of wood rats. They're not the same thing as like New York City sewer rats. They're wood rats. And they're pretty hardy little fuckers. And yes, they grow. They grow pretty large. But they're actually kind of cool creatures because there's the name, wood rat. They like trees. They go for trees. And after they kicked everybody out of this park, I came down here at night. I made a video. It's somewhere on my channel. And the rats. There were, I don't know, I think I probably caught 6 of them on video over the course of an hour. And they were running up the trees because they're hiding during the day or they're out feeding, right? When you've got sanitation problems, yes, that's what rats eat. But their purpose is to be in wooded areas. They want to be near trees where they can burrow. They're a very specific rat. Everybody thinks a rat is a rat. That's just not true. Unless you're a fucking dirty ass cop. Then you're all fucking New York City sewer rats. Yeah, so again, that guy's name, these park rangers, here you go, that I just talked to. Those 2. Oh, he's the park ranger supervisor. Oh, is he the other one I'm supposed to be reaching out to? Probably not, because this is not his area, I think he said, right? So there's that guy, and then there's Nathan. I'm assuming the guy that gave me his card first. He was driving. Is that him? Shoot, I didn't pay attention. Well, anyway, those are those 2. I have the card of the first guy. I just really hope they're not going to be involved in doing shady shit to the people, like violating our rights, government protest and redress, and targeting my homeless friends and doing all those kinds of things. Because I've had some pretty hostile interactions with park rangers before because they're fucking dicks. So let's hope that those guys just want to be, city park rangers because they're, into nature and shit. That's why everybody goes and gets a government job because they're into nature and shit, right? All right, so I've been sitting here long enough in the shade. Let's venture back across the street. It's time to get some water. So, you want to hear this other really cool story? So, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know the whole Lone Tree story. You know the whole hit and run thing? And me getting screwed by my insurance and all that. Yeah. So, well, yeah, screwed by State Farm, but, more screwed by the cops that lied through the whole thing. But that's neither here nor there right now for this part of the story. So I finally get into a position where I can get that car fixed. I got great coverage, so I got a rental. Yeah. Friday, when I went to jail, when I had to be to court at 1:30 for my sentencing hearing, I'm picking up my friend Jerry. It's Jerry Lewis. For those of you that know Jerry, oh, Jerry. Jerry's housed. Jerry's near and dear. So I'm picking Jerry up because he wants to go to court with me. One of those Innovage vans, those great big, that company, whatever, they take people around, handicap, elderly, whatever. I don't know exactly what they do, but they're those great big green bus type passenger vans. Innovage is the company, INNOVAGE. Well, whoever was driving that Innovage van in front of Jerry's building of his residence, she decided to reverse without looking and slammed into my car, my rental car. And I need to be to court, right? Now, you know me and calling cops and all that shit, right? But I'm in a rental car. So right off the bat, I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm not going to be able to leave and go to court because surely, I'll just get out and she'll assume blame and we can just be on our day. Oh, fuck no. No, it didn't go like that at all. This fucking idiot woman gets out and starts coming up to me all aggressive and shit. And I'm getting out of my car. I'm talking to Jerry. Jerry stood right there and watched the whole thing go down. She almost backed into him. Yeah, it's a good thing my car was where it was on the public street because I think she probably would have killed Jerry. Not gonna lie. So she slams into my car and then pulls forward and does more damage, ripping the bumper off the van down the side of my car, my rental car, and starts getting aggressive with me. She's like, I looked, you weren't there. I looked at Jerry. I'm like, you saw this, right? Jerry, don't fuck with Jerry. Jerry starts, lady, what the fuck you talking about? You gotta know Jerry. No. So this big theatrical thing's already going down in the street. She says, I need your driver's license. I said, you can go fuck yourself. I said, you ain't getting shit from me, lady. I said, are you serious right now? You're not assuming blame for backing into me? Unsafe back, it doesn't matter. When you're backing up, if you hit somebody, you're liable. She's like, you weren't there. I looked. I'm like, bitch, are we really going to do this? And Jerry's recording. I'm recording by now. I'm like, Jerry, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm going to have a warrant. I'm not going to get to my sentencing hearing. I got to call fucking Denver PD, District 4. He's like, call your attorney, call your attorney. I get on the phone. I'm like, Jamie, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Because if I leave, I'm going to be screwed for probably, I don't know. There's probably 10 to 15 grand worth of damage right here. She's like, it's okay. I'll be there. Just hurry up, get it done, blah, blah, blah. Jamie. So I call dispatch, non-emergency number, right? And I'm on hold for 14 minutes. And it's like noon. The last time I had an accident in Denver that wasn't my fault, I'm quite certain the teacher that ran into me was drunk as shit. It took Denver 3 hours to respond. Well, she wasn't drunk as shit by the time they got there. As I took videos of her going to the back of her car and getting like 6 water bottles. Yeah, so that was my last ordeal with having to get a cop involved in a traffic accident. On top of Lone Tree fucking me over for the hit and run, right? So I'm thinking, holy shit, Jerry, here we go. This is all I'm fucked on. They're gonna have a warrant out for me. I don't know. This is not gonna go good. So finally get dispatch on the phone, and the dispatcher tells me, yeah, well, if there's no injuries or drug or alcohol isn't involved, you can go ahead and do that report online. No, send a cop out here now. For all I know, she is fucking drunk. I didn't say that. It's not my job to find out if drugs and alcohol are involved. Remember, I don't have the training to give DUIs. So this dispatcher's like, yeah, well, this is how the Denver respond. I said, you will send an officer out here, please, and I'll deal with the officer when he gets here. Because then she went on to say, if we send an officer out, you do understand, for all transparency purposes. I remember those being her words. Transparency purposes. They don't determine who's at fault. Bitch. I didn't call her a bitch. I said, yeah, that's not how it's going to work. So send the cop out here and put in the notes that I'm due in court for a sentencing hearing at 1:30 in Denver. And they need to hurry up. I thought for sure, they're not coming. They're not coming. We're going to sit here all day. Well, District 4, Officer Francisco Valverde showed up. And he went to work quick, very quick. She tried to tell him she wasn't there. And I'm standing there looking at the cop. And he's like, I said, yeah, my car fell out of the sky and it landed. It came out, it just was there. And he's like, is there any camera footage? And Jerry's like, yeah, get in my building. So he goes in the building and he's in there for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Comes back out and he's like, all right, I don't know. So tell me what happened. Well, here comes the manager running back out of the building. I got it. He's like, I'll be right back. So he goes back in the building. And this woman in the Enovage van fucking following him the whole time. The whole time. Deep, 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 deep. He comes back out like 2 minutes later. He's like, yeah, she's getting a citation for unsafe backing. So I already had my driver's license. I already had my insurance. I had everything that was needed. I hadn't moved the car. He took all his pictures, He's like, okay, here's my card with the case number. She's going to be cited. You can go. Ah, I'm like, What? Are you gonna you're not gonna arrest me or some shit now? Or am I gonna turn around and you're gonna shoot me? What's going on here? So I was like, cool. I'm like, wow, I really appreciate you showing up and doing your job. He's waving, getting in his car, getting ready to write up the report. I'm like, I'm driving off thinking he's gonna fucking get me for leaving the scene of an accident. Right? You cannot trust the Denver Police Department. I can't trust you guys. I want to. Um, but I can't. So I have to think and prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Every fucking time I even see you people, I have to hope that I'm not gonna die, that you're not gonna open fire on my friend and kill him. We're just in really bad fucking times. And it's really fucking depressing. So, at any rate, I get to court and I walk in there at 1:28, and that fucking asshole is sitting on the bench, ready to throw me in jail. So, I forgot to take my meds. I'm in an accident. I'm 2 minutes early for court for a judge that wants to also end my life. I get remanded to jail. The live stream ends. If you were watching that court proceeding, do you know what that fucking weasel did up there? He ran out of the courtroom and turned the fucking live stream off. Right as he said, your client will be remanded. I already knew what was going on. The courtroom was loaded with those deputies. I don't know if you saw them. They don't do that shit unless people are going to jail. Um, and yeah, he got up and ran off the fucking bench. And then the people in the courtroom were not happy. And so that stupid little fucking clerk he has, yeah, she's about to call the judge back in so he could start throwing some more people in jail. So, the sheriff's department knew what was going on. And I don't know if any of you know this or not, but I posted a video of an interaction that I had with Sheriff Diggins. And I posted it on my Rumble channel, this new channel that I created, Rabble On for Life. Is that what it's called? It's the only video I've posted on there. And I was just right over here before that court date on that last Friday. I was over here, I had some business, and I saw that there was a medical response to the jail. So I went over there and I was filming. And it just so happened that I saw Sheriff Diggins walk out of the jail and walk into the Sallyport area. And by the time I got over there, he was pulling out in his taxpayer supported vehicle that he gets to drive, you know. But he rolled his window down. He could have just driven away. But Sheriff Diggins rolled his window. This is the sheriff of the Denver Sheriff's Department. And I asked him, what was going on in the jail and blah, blah, blah. And small talk. And he says to me, have you been sentenced on that case yet? I don't know, Sheriff Diggins, I haven't. It's on the 8th. Why don't you come? Well, I don't really do stuff like that. Oh, well, there should be a first. You should come. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. The judge, I said, his name is Shamjob. It's Judge Shamjob. And Diggins turned his head, kind of looked down to get away from the camera. I don't know. I think he wanted to burst out laughing. I don't know what he did. Maybe he was throwing up in his mouth and he needed to swallow it. I don't know. He looks over at me and he says, when you come into our custody, I said, when? If you come into our custody, started his sentence over. Now, Sheriff Diggins, I do want to give you the benefit of the doubt in that you likely misspoke. But you knew damn good and well I would be back in the custody of the Denver fucking Sheriff's Department. You knew it. So go ahead and laugh, throw up in your mouth right now, whatever you got to do. You knew it and you said it. Lo and behold, I end up back in the custody of the Denver Sheriff's Department on May 8th, my first remand by a judge ever. That's a first for me. A dirty fucking judge who was trying to unlawfully sentence me, which, by the way, I still don't have confirmation if that was not unlawful, combined with the high appeal bond that he set. So, fucker runs off the bench. The deputies come get me. I stand up real quick. I'm scared to death that my husband is going to end up in jail. I'm in a panic because I'm like, fuck, I didn't even get to talk to my husband because I was fucking late. I don't have any of my meds. I realized I hadn't taken them. What else was going through my mind? And I stood up super quick and I thought I was going to pass out because of all the stress. It was like physical. That was actual stress compounding into a physical result. And that deputy Sebron, I think that's his name. I had interaction with him the day I got convicted. If you all remember when I did that live stream after court, and the sheriff's department was interacting with somebody that had just got out of jail, and I got up and walked over there. That was him, Sebron, I think is his name. And he was like, we're just trying to help this guy. And he gave me his card. He was all Mr. Professional. Well, he was the one that took me into custody along with another deputy. And when I stood up, they were just standing there looking at me. They weren't yanking on me. They weren't trying to be all fucking ridiculous physical bullshit. He's just looking at me. And I said, can I have him? I don't know. I think I'm going to pass out. And so you could see the look of panic in his face. And there was another deputy with him, and everybody was hollering. And Jamie was like, my attorney, she's like, can we have a minute? It was total fucking chaos. He planned the whole thing. He said it at the beginning of the hearing. I don't know if any of you were in there for the whole hearing. He said, there will be no outbursts tolerated in this courtroom. And if there are, you will be held on contempt. But he was setting it all up. This was his goal. He wanted to throw a bunch of people in jail. Shimsham. Issam Shimsham. I can't even say his name right because I keep fuck you, dude. It's Shimsham Shamalunga Ding Dong now. And I've got a whole playlist started. I'm gonna publish that playlist. You're gonna like my musical creations for Judge Issam Shamsuddin. That's his name over here in Denver. And he hasn't been through an election cycle yet. And so, Regan, she's kind of really good at political things. Regan's really smart on political things and connections. And Judge Shimsham, you think your election cycle is going to be a slam dunk? You might want to go get with your buddy Barry. And you and Barry better figure out what you're going to do next without doing something illegal. You and Barry Schwartz. Yeah. So, at any rate, Shimsham, Shamalonga Ding Dong, flees the courtroom. These guys take me into custody. I'm in my freedom shirt. And I've never been taken into custody in a courtroom in Denver. I always hear about the halls and the tunnel and all that shit from all my people and everybody else. And I was like, all right, yeah, it'll be fine. And so I look back and my husband is about to go to jail. I'm like, it'll be okay. Stop it. It's okay. And they're like, Regan, come on, you got to go, or we're going to have to put you in handcuffs. Well, they put me in handcuffs. So don't worry, Sheriff Diggins. All policies and procedures for safety were followed because I got a real violent thing going on. So we get in between the two doors, which I didn't know existed. So right off the bat, I'm trapped in this little tiny first door, and then there's a second door, and then this little hallway area, and they're just standing there, and it's dead fucking silent. And I'm standing there wondering if I'm going to pass out. No, I'm not dancing. Remember, I'm used to this because I don't ever get to access a public restroom. It's probably part of the problem with my kidney stones. I gotta fucking live. I gotta live, you guys. I can't just constantly be going, oh my God, I gotta check in. Look, I gotta suffer a little bit. It happens. I'm supposed to be drinking water though. So thanks for that reminder. So we're in this little area and I got my freedom shirt on. And we're standing there, it's dead silent. You can't hear anything. It's like a little soundproof room. I'm like, oh, this is weird. And they put the handcuffs on. I'm like, you guys, I just had surgery on my arms, which I did. And both hands. And I can't have these cutting into this area. So they put them on the front. That's the first time ever in my life that cops have fucking not tried to hurt me even more. So they put the cuffs on. I just put my arm down. I was just waiting. I'm like, looking around. Like, you like my shirt? They didn't say a fucking word. They know they're being watched. They know that they're going to be scrutinized for everything they did or didn't do. So they're not going to engage with me. I'm just really hopeful that this little lady is going to reappear. I just really hope that dude did her a solid and was helping her out and took her way away and wasn't trying to take advantage of her. So they didn't say a word about my shirt. But then I get back there between this next door, and it's the hallway where they do all these little holding cells and this and that. And they start barking orders. They're like, take all your jewelry off. And I'm like, I gotta pee. Get me to a bathroom. And they all start like, what do we do? She's got to go to the bathroom. And so they're like, okay, well, I'll do this and you do that. And blah, blah, blah. And there's all this fucking chaos going on. And I'm just standing there like, what is going on? And you're supposed to be getting my attorney so we can talk, because that was the last thing she was told, that she would be able to see me downstairs. Well, you're downstairs. Once you go in this elevator, I can't remember how that all played out, but at any rate, she was told she'd be having access to her client. I was told I'd be having access to my attorney. And all those deputies, come to find out that we're in the courtroom, there were even more out in the hall. There were a shit ton of deputies everywhere. Things were weird. It was like they all wanted, I'm probably reading too much into it. They all wanted to go home, but they wanted to clear that courtroom. And I do want to thank them for what they did, because I do think my husband would have gone to jail. I think that was Sham Job's next move. And my husband was pissed and he was talking some shit. And that's one of the reasons that one of us has to stay out of jail. And he wasn't sure he even wanted to be there. And so it was kind of a good thing that he even came, but it kind of wasn't because now I didn't know what the fuck was going on out there. Well, one of those deputies told him, "Yeah, get out of this courtroom." And my husband was pissed about that. So that made him more mad. So then he went out in the hall and had fucking words out there. And I finally explained to him, I said, perhaps they were doing you a favor. Okay, perhaps. Because that clerk, my husband told me she got back up to go get him because she was standing up, looking around, and I guarantee you, he told her, "Come get me." So she was going to go get him and start fucking putting people in jail, even though court was in recess. He would have done it. So that was going on, and I didn't know it. The press was there. I didn't know that Jamie, my attorney, bless her heart, man, she just gets shit done. She's just out there. Hey, yeah, you need to know this, that. CPR's out there. She's got her other attorney with her. She's sending him to go meet with me in the jail so they don't miss it in case she gets held up over here doing this business. And so Jonathan goes to follow the process to meet with their client, and he's sent away. So he goes back to Jamie and my attorney, and she's like, "What is going on?" Da, 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 da. And in the meantime, they've got me down in this tunnel and we're walking across to the jail. And I'm like, "What are we doing?" "I'm supposed to be seeing my attorney." "Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get you processed and then she can do a visit." "What do you mean get me processed?" Yeah, we're going to get you processed. She'll be over there. She'll be there to see you." I'm like, "What?" So next thing I know, I'm in intake, in booking, in the actual jail. And they are moving me through the booking process like shit I've never seen in my life of all the times I've been in there and watched everything go down and other stories that I hear. And this dude doing my fingerprints, he does my fingerprints in like, I don't know, 45 seconds. I'm like, what in the hell is going on in here? And there's really nobody in there. I think there was another dude on the guy's side. There weren't any other women. The next thing you know, they're like, "Yeah, come dress out." I'm like, "You're taking me upstairs already?" I went and talked to medical, gave them my whole lowdown, said, "Yeah, I'm probably going to have a fucking issue because I haven't taken my meds." My blood pressure was consistently 154 over 110. That's not good. And they never came and took my blood pressure again. So they get me upstairs into the pod, which is now the pod that Sheriff Diggins did tell me that the women were in when I saw him outside the jail, like a week or so prior, a couple weeks prior to that. So it's an open pod. There's 8 with one toilet. Yeah, 8 people, one toilet. Yummy. And the deputy at the desk sees me walk in, and I'm like, "Hey, so my attorney's supposed to get a visit. So where is she? How does this work when you're up here?" She's like, "Oh, well, they have to put in for the visit." I said, "What?" "Yeah, and I don't have anything in the computer for you." "Really? That's interesting." Hmm. Well, luckily, um, I wasn't indigent and I was able to make some phone calls to somebody who already had an account that could accept my calls. Which happened to be my husband. I said, what the fuck's going on? Where's Jamie? He's like, well, I don't know, because I left so I could go get the, we had an anonymous donor. Let us know that they were going to be posting that bond. And so he was headed back down to the jail. He's like, I thought she was talking to you. I said, no. And these fuckers are trying to tell me that she has to put in for a professional visit. So I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see Jamie today, because here's what happened. When I was in booking, they give you your bond paperwork. And he said that he was setting a $3,000 cash only bond. He acknowledged on the record that the appeal would be stayed. So the sentence that I got in that courtroom on that day was a 60-day jail sentence after he was called out by the prosecutors for trying to illegally sentence me to 90 days in jail on an appeal. The prosecutors, Jonah, Jonah, curly hair kid from Backstreet Boys, and then his little sidekick, the Hamburglar, Crackle Strachan, whatever the fuck his name is. That dude looks like the Hamburglar. What's his name? I don't even, those two, fuck those two. They've sold their souls. You know what? You two, fuck both of you. You sucked at your job. You couldn't have sucked it up any harder to not have to put in any work. The judge did the work for you. You knew he was gonna. You doubled down and entered the video that I did after court to incense Judge Shamjob, and it worked well. He was fucking pissed. Shamjob, he sentenced me all on his feelings. He really did a really fantastic job for reason, I don't know, 110 for the appeal, for displaying his bias in his sentencing of me. This guy is a fucking tool. And he's a dangerous fucking judge. As I told you, I was in jail with a girl that was in front of him. He used to be the eviction court judge, and he fucked a lot of people over. And some people appealed. And yeah, fucking shamalama ding dong. He got, yeah, he lost. He lost that deal. And so he ends up in criminal court next, and I'm his first trial. That's pretty fascinating shit, right? So we might as well just watch these ambulances as they go by, since we can't talk. All these broken windows. This is fascinating too. I wonder how these windows are getting broke. So at any rate, I keep getting off on these tangents. I knew what the sentencing was. And I knew that once that bond got posted, I'm to be out. However, I knew some games were going to be played. I already figured that I was going to be in there for at least a week before my attorney was going to be able to get me out. Because, one, I've been right about all of this all along. I told Jamie all along. And everything I've told her has been right. She just didn't really understand. This is our first Denver case together. She didn't understand the magnitude of the lengths they were going to go to do this to me. Do I need to look at chat here? Hey, Gloria, thanks for popping in. Have you been in here for a while? So I told her, she said, we're not going to trial. We went to trial. We're going to win. It'll be all right. Jury's going to see this. No, you know what judges are going to say? Yeah, I just don't see. I mean, this is so obvious. Nah, it's not. Sure shit, came the conviction. Then, and not to say that she wasn't doing her job. She was preparing, but we were just, attorney-client shit. And the sentencings, we're in between the conviction and the sentencing, and we're talking about what's going to go on. That fucker, that state patrol dude, he's back out there on the grass, driving around. So we talked about the sentencing, and she told me about the potential of him being able to, well, not the potential, but that he could reset a bond. I said, yep, it's coming with jail. She's like, well, no, he can't do that. You can't be stuck in jail, but he could set a bond. Well, we didn't really talk about the amount because she didn't have a definition about what the cap is. Let me tell you something. A $3,000 cash bond in Denver on a municipal case, that's a big fucking deal. That doesn't happen. And come to find out, everyone we've talked to, nobody knows if it's ever happened. Yeah. So, I mean, you can get out of jail here on a PR bond for some serious shit. Got all this bond reform. Yes, we can go down a rabbit hole on what it all means, but the bottom line is this is a misdemeanor, not a felony. There's no victim. Well, the poor victim. And according to Shim Sham, I don't respect the law. I just go around victimizing people all the time. And it just, the only victims I ever have are these cops. It's always fucking cops that are victims of my speech. I've never touched them. They've all testified that I've never hurt them. Motherfuckers. Yeah, so at any rate, this $3,000 bond is pretty questionable shit. So we don't know if he's writing orders with this bond that aren't legal now, right? So this shit's crossing my mind as I'm being processed. And I'm like, this fucker's gonna keep me in here. It's gonna take me a while to get out. It's not because the people aren't gonna help me get out. It's because he's gonna write some bogus fucking orders. And so the last step in the booking before you go upstairs is for you to sign for your bond. Or for them to tell you what's gonna go on with your bond. They're like, this is a no bond hold, Regan. I said, what do you mean it's fucking no bond hold? It's like, you got to go to court. You got to go back to court. Really? All right. So that's what I went upstairs with when I dressed out. So I called my husband. I said, I got to talk to Jamie because it's Friday and she's going to have to file a motion and we need a hearing, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, okay, let me get down there and see what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So he gets down. I call him back. Mind you, luckily for me, I could call somebody. I had somebody. And I wasn't going to continue to be victimized by a fucking dirty ass judge because I wasn't indigent. And being left with nothing and no one to communicate with. You get it? You understand why I advocate for the weakest, sickest, and poorest? Get it? Because I fucking get it. Do you get it? So I get him back on the phone. He's like, all right, so Jamie and I are back in the jail and we're at the bonding window. Because what has to happen with this is because it's a county court case and I'm remanded by a judge, it has to be handled by the bonding office only. That's fine. However, the bonding people are talking about this order and the way this is written being a problem, and they're not sure what they can do about it, and they're having to call a supervisor to get a supervisor involved. And they're communicating with my attorney while I'm not hearing any of this, right? My attorney gets on the phone. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I said, where are you? And she's like, well, they fucking sent me away. They told me I couldn't come in there. And there's nothing I could do anyway, Regan, because you got to process this fucking bond. You know how this works, Bob. So we're going through all that, right? We get all that. I'm like, Jamie, I came up here on a fucking no bond hold. What the fuck is going on? What does that fucking order say? What does the order say? Has anybody seen it? And she's like, well, the bonding office just read it to me. They've got the order. She wasn't giving me the entire, yeah, we could still be dealing with you being fucked, Regan. So just hang tight. She wasn't going to tell me that. Right? So, because I've been through this so many times, I pretty much know that your bond doesn't get set until your fingerprints clear. So I'm like, we'll see. We'll give it a day or whatever. I'm talking to my husband. I'm like, I'm not going to be out of here anytime soon. So we just need to plan. Look at this fucking guy. He's out of his car now over there. Still parked under the tree. How much you want to make a bet? He got out of his car to go fucking tell somebody they couldn't be in the park. Piece of shit. Yeah, he did. That guy. He's getting up. You can't see it. And now he's driving off. They're such assholes. This is bullshit. Man, SJV, anybody, all of you, look right here. You can come right here and hold government accountable. Everybody, hey, I say, don't come here. This place sucks, blah, blah, blah. No, I need everybody to come here, please. I can't keep doing this shit by myself. I'm the only one out here. So again, back to the jail story. So I was like, well, Regan, just settle in. You got to get your fucking blood pressure under control. You don't have any of your meds. They're not going to get you your meds. So you better figure out a way to get through this. And guess who processes the fingerprints for the Denver Sheriff's Department? Does anybody know? I'll give you a minute. Who's going to win the internet today and get this question right? Who clears fingerprints for the Denver Sheriff's Department? Background. So a fingerprint clearing means that you don't have any other shit anywhere else, right? So who runs that they can hold you on? Or, have to contact that agency if they got a hold on you or extradite you or whatever. So they have to clear those fingerprints. Who do you think clears the fingerprints for the Denver Sheriff's Department? Brian Johnson, CBI. Good guess. No, that's incorrect. The feds. No, that's incorrect. The sheriff. That's incorrect. The FBI. That is incorrect. The Denver Police Department. I shit you not. They use the Denver Police Department because they have access to the system and they run all the fingerprints. Now, imagine, if you will, the same agency that arrests you, when they want to fuck with you, they just keep throwing you in jail. Now they process your fucking fingerprints so you can get out of jail. It could take anywhere from 5 hours to 3 fucking days. Maybe. True story. True story. So, of course, I already know this, right? And I'm just like, things are going way too good in this jail. What's going on? Right? So now I'm paying more attention back to my jail stay. I'm like, all right, I got to make some friends, get to know some people. Thank God we're not locked down. What the fuck's going on? How come we're not all locked down? So I asked the guard, I'm like, so what's the schedule? When are you going to lock us down? Because my thing was, when I was down in booking, the deputy that comes to get me to tell me to dress out, that's it. You're done. No more phone. You don't have access to phone after that. Because if they take you upstairs, they lock your ass down and you're done. No more phones for you. So that's what I was dealing with down in booking. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking go up there and get locked down. I'm not even gonna talk. I'm not even gonna be able to talk to anybody. Because that's what happens every fucking time I go to jail. So I get up in this pod and they're all out. It's all out time. They're pods of 8, and there's like, I don't know, 4 or 6 something of those pods. And all the doors are open, everybody's out, everybody's having a good time, laughing, joking, watching TV, playing their games, doing this and that. It's all relaxed and shit. I'm over here on the phone. What the fuck's going on? That motherfucker. And then I walk up to the guard. Hi. Can you please tell me the schedule? But when I was downstairs after they remanded me from court, I was fine. I don't have issues with the fucking sheriff's department. The judge told me I don't respect the law. Motherfucker, if I didn't respect the law, I'd be fighting everybody every fucking step of the way. But listen, I have said it a million times. There is a purpose for jail. There's supposed to be. Now, it's just a fucking joke because everybody goes to jail. That's what makes jails so goddamn dangerous, because you have people like me in them. Excuse me for using God's name in vain. My apologies. I know that pisses a lot of people off. I need to be better about that. You have people like me potentially mingling with somebody that just fucking killed somebody. Get real. That's not what the fuck jail is for. So yeah, why should anybody take that shit serious? It's supposed to serve a purpose, and it doesn't. So I'm not going to get taken into custody and start fighting. That's what I would do if I didn't respect the law, right? They've taken me into custody. I've cooperated any time I have been arrested. Don't fight it at all. There's no reason to. And you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. And sheriff's deputies typically don't fucking want you in there. They don't want to be dealing with you. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've had it out with some of these fuckers in the Denver jail because they start fucking with me. And trust me, I don't just stay quiet. So, but every single time I use process, I get out of that jail, I file a complaint. I'll be filing. I haven't had time since Luis was shot 9 times by the Denver Police Department and survived. So I've been trying to help and deal with some of that. It's getting easier. So now I can go in and file my complaint. Yes, Sheriff Diggins, I'm still going to file a complaint because you're still denying these inmates access to communication. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to file that complaint. However, in the process of that complaint, I do not have one complaint about a single sheriff's deputy that I had interaction with in those 16 hours that I was in your jail. Not one. They all did their jobs. One of your sergeants got a little fucking flip with me. It only lasted for about 30 seconds, and then he really redeemed well. I do not like the way this deputy, female deputy, was treating others while being nice to me. I'm pretty sure she was the last deputy when I was in there that I had to file a complaint on that wouldn't allow us to clean that cell. When we were all locked down, 3 women, I was on the floor and the place was fucking unsanitary bugs. I mean, it was a fucking shit show. And I think this was the same deputy, but I'm not sure, that was on the floor this time. So she didn't want any shit with me. I don't think that she really wanted to be as professional with me as she was. Not going to lie. She should be that way with everybody, not just me. I don't like people being talked down to as their form of intimidation and authority. We got to be, these women, they need to know they don't fuck with us. We're in charge. I'm not down with that shit. I'm not down with that at all. You can communicate sternly and professionally. Things like when you ask questions and then she would snap back, "Is your door open?" Like, I'm not going to step out that fucking door when nobody else has. All the doors are popped open first thing in the morning and she's back in there. Granted, she didn't leave her shift until 11 o'clock at night and then she was back in there next morning at 7 a.m. I was up all night, not a stitch of sleep. So I'm watching everything all fucking night. And so she walks up the stairs and I said, "Is it out time? Can we come out? If your door is open, it's out time." I'm like, bitch, really? Are we going to start the day off like that? I didn't say anything. I'm like, cool. Thank you very much, deputy. She also brought me a printed copy of the inmate handbook the night before. First time ever that I've got the inmate handbook. So things were a little tense in some moments, but overall, I will say that none of them gave me any shit to the point of me needing to file a documented complaint on their interactions with anyone else or me. Now, listen, just because you're an inmate doesn't mean you can't question the system. And you could call the Office of the Independent Monitor if you know this, but you don't know this because you don't get your inmate handbook and the kiosks that they tell you they're on, they're not calibrated. And then if you're locked down, you don't have access to the kiosk, you see. And so reading the inmate handbook, it's impossible on the kiosk. So nobody knows what their rights are in jail. Jail doesn't want you to know what your rights are because then you're going to start asking questions. And guess what? My friend Tanya, she thanked me when she got the money. She called me. That's why I put money on her books to help her out. So she had access to the phone. And she said, thank you. You left the inmate handbook and I read it. And I'm supposed to be getting a tablet this week. That's how they're supposed to have access when they're indigent to be able to do things. I have filed multiple complaints on this tablet access bullshit. I don't ever get a tablet. Never had a tablet. You're supposed to have a fucking tablet. Well, they have in the inmate handbook now that you get a tablet when you get assigned your permanent housing. Well, wait a minute. This is permanent housing. I'm not in booking. Where the fuck's my tablet? So Tanya, she's not stupid, right? She calls me and she thanks me because she's going to get her tablet so she can do some other legal things that she needs access to. So this is why they don't want these people in jail to know their rights. You see why I'm not afraid of jail? Now, could I say that about every jail? No. Because Denver is well aware by now who I am, what happens when I come into their jail. I guarantee you, Diggins was already talking to all of command staff going, "Yep, Miss Benson's coming in today. Get your shit lined up." I don't like that. I don't want that. I want it to be that way for everyone. That is why I don't expect favors. I don't expect special ways to access to get what is supposed to be given to me and everyone else. That's why I use the public process. That's why I send emails to publicly available email addresses, use publicly available phone numbers for their positions. Because if they can't follow the public process, that means they're doing this shit to everybody else. Commander, what happened? Wait a minute. DJ, you timed out Commander? What did you do? What did you say? Don't time out Commander. Maybe that was a mistake. So Gloria's asking, did Luis take his GoFundMe down? No, GoFundMe took the first GoFundMe down. There is a second GoFundMe that is up, and it is on the pinned comment of the stream that San Joaquin and I did, but I could put it in the chat right now because that would be good. They need, excuse me, they need some help. They need a little bit of help because enough talking about me. Well, I'll talk about that jail bullshit another day. But the bottom line is I got out the next morning. Everything went great. That is the best jail stay that I have ever had. Not gonna lie. But that's the kind of jail stay that everybody should have all the time. They did their job. Just like I told this guy here, look, you did your job, you know, but we expect you to come from 6 feet under to do your job because we expect the worst, that when you do your job, we think you're fucking great. Well, that's not how shit's supposed to work. And I don't want these fuckers thinking that, oh, all I got to do is, just go and get on front of Regan's camera and show everybody how nice I am. Get the fuck out of here. You better be doing this shit all the fucking time off camera. That is, I am hopeful that is how that man does his job. But we know how it goes. So, at any rate, that was the jail stuff. Sheriff Diggins, yeah, thank you. That's great. You knew I was coming. You had warning from the judge that day that I was coming. So you had everybody prepared. And you know what Diggins said to me? Yeah, remember I told you? Regan, if you need anything when you're in our custody, you tell them to call me up. I said, wow, that's nice. I am going to do that. And guess what? I did with that female guard that night because of the inmate handbook. I was asking the other girls, what's going on with these kiosks? Can we access those inmate handbooks? They're like, fuck no, everything's all fucked up. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, how come these fucking kiosks aren't working? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we got to have access to the inmate handbook. So I went over to her and I said, I've been working on this issue for 10 years. Inmates, me, I'm supposed to have my inmate handbook tonight. And you're about to lock us down. So when do you think I get that inmate handbook from you? Oh, I'm just, I just work here. And, I'll call a supervisor and ask him well, actually, could you get me a supervisor, please? Could you get him to come up here? No, we're too busy. We had an emergency. Same shit I've been through over and over and over and fucking over. Right? So I walked away from her. Right? And I went back to the women and I said, well, I don't know, believe this or not, you guys. Sheriff Diggins, I happened to see him the other day. I was filming, and he told me on camera if I needed anything to let the guards know to call him up. It's 8:00 at night. I'm thinking to myself, I didn't say this out loud now, but I told the girls, inmate handbook, blah, blah, Sheriff Diggins, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's 8:00. You really want to come down here tonight, Diggins? Because I'm going to go tell this guard, I'm thinking this, right? I'm going to go tell this guard, you're going to have to call up Sheriff Diggins, and she's going to go, yeah, what the fuck ever, right? So I'm thinking to myself, watch this, right? So I tell the girls, I said, watch this. And they're watching. I said, hey, so I know you're probably not going to believe me, but Sheriff Diggins told me that if I have any issues, to let you know that you guys need to get him over here because I need to talk to him. She throws herself back in the chair. She gets this big ass smile on her face. She starts doing her hair. She's like, yeah, you'd be surprised how many people I hear that from. I said, yeah, I ain't lying. I said, so at the very least, you need to let your supervisor know that they need to let their supervisor know that I need to see Sheriff Diggins tonight. I had that fucking inmate handbook within an hour. And it was delivered by the supervisor who was doing rounds while we were now locked down. I saw his stripes. I called him over. He got a little flip with me. Next thing you know, that female guard's bringing up that inmate handbook, and she's like, the supervisor would have delivered it himself, but he's busy right now. I said, thank you very much. That's the only reason I got the inmate handbook. I'm not okay with that, Sheriff Diggins. Not okay with it. So, let me put the link to the GoFundMe for Louise Johnson, who was shot 9 times by the Denver Police Department. If you listened to San Joaquin and I talk about this situation, and you are a smart person and you want to confirm the facts that I gave you, which are the Denver Police Department or the DA downfiled charges, and the only charges Luis is facing now are gun charges. 3 of them, misdemeanors. Isn't that interesting? From Denver spinning their own story about going from attempted murder charges down to investigation hold for felony assault with a deadly weapon. He never got off that investigation hold. There were never any formal charges. And they set a $50,000 bond based on a probable cause statement and put him on an ankle monitor with no charges. All after they did their press conference. Then they downfiled. Smart. Be smart, people. Be smart. Use your head. This was an unjustified shooting. They're going to rule it justified. I'm not going to talk an ounce about anything else about this case from anything that's not a public, from a public standpoint, which I have information. I did my own little investigation, but I have also public information. So can you. You can go confirm what I'm telling you. They need a little bit of financial help. They really do. Luis is hurt. I didn't realize how hurt he was until today. Because we haven't really been able to have a lot of in-depth conversations. He's a tough kid. I get that. He's young. He's 24. They're all fucking invincible. But he's hurt. And he doesn't really realize yet, or it's not sinking in, that these are going to be lifetime injuries. He's now got a plate for a shoulder blade. He needs a little bit of help. He and his family. So Denver fucked up really bad. Really bad. And Luis lived. Please, right now, if you can and you're willing, give him a couple bucks. Because every little bit is going to help. Because here's the other kicker. He called me today to let me know that he doesn't get to stay home to recover. You know why? His ankle monitor. They told him that he's within 1,000 yards of the victim and he must leave immediately. He's got to go get a fucking hotel. Yeah. So the games are going to continue. His attorney, of course, is on it and working to get the ankle monitor off of him that shouldn't fucking be on him to begin with. Do we have a problem with another person in here? No, Vigilance Committee's not out of the woods. 9. And he's still got shrapnel in his body. And he's also got something near his spine. So he's not out of the woods. He looks good. He says he feels fine. I'm like, yeah. And you're going to go fucking stay in a motel now, huh? He's like, I have to. His family's helping him, right? But this shit costs money. So, yeah, what do we got? I don't see this person. Spades. Where is this person? Let's see what they're saying first. Self-inflicted. Oh, fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. You're done. Let me get there. Put this link in the chat. But this is why, you guys, I need mods that can go find shit, copy links, get them in here. I need help. I need fucking help. There you go. It's in the chat. Yeah, I can't say a lot more, you guys, about the things that are public because there is a protection order for a victim. So don't think that Denver doesn't want to continue their messaging because that's what they're going to do. It's up to us to tell the truth. Commander, I don't know. I called it. I mean, I think DJ made a mistake there. You shouldn't have got muted, but you're back, right? Sorry about that. Yeah, DJ, just, Commander, we like him. Her. The CLIT commander. You guys and your little frickin' clever screen names. Aren't you all so cute? Well, I have to be out here revealing my identity. So, hey, Bohika, I haven't seen you in here. Maybe you've been listening. You got it, Gloria? Okay, so it's just a copy and paste. Please, you guys, this GoFundMe is in here for him, for Luis, that his sweet brother started to try to help out. You can't fucking GoFund. I hate GoFundMe. But his brother was in a little bit of a bind. But they took the first one down because he had, language in there about getting an attorney and blah, blah, blah. And this fucking bullshit GoFundMe thinks that the fucking government rightfully handles stuff. And I think they have a policy that you can't raise attorney's fees or bond for violent crime, right? There's other platforms, but his brother manages that. So that's between he and his brother and his family. We have nothing to do with it. I don't set up GoFundMe's for stuff, unless it's my stuff for my nonprofit. But that's the scoop. So if you could please help them out with a little bit of love, maybe a message. If you want Luis to know something, this is how you could get it over there. He joined us on the phone yesterday. For those of you that didn't watch San Joaquin and I's live stream, you can go over to his channel. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. Yeah, that give send go thing. Yeah. Well, that's where that Carmelo Anthony kid raised millions for his criminal defense. So at any rate, I got a lot of chalk in here. I'm getting screwed on the newest accident that I've been involved in, right? So yeah, check it out. I'm gonna get screwed on this deal because here's what's gonna happen now. Here's what I get to deal with now. Yeah, so this was this rental car. See, Innovage, that's their color van, right? Yeah, this shit ain't gonna be cheap. So if you don't play the scam game with the rental car companies and take out their extra insurance at something like $30 a day, you got to use your own insurance if something happens. Well, great. I'm not at fault. But guess what? When I take this car back, I got to pay my deductible again. I got to turn this fucking car in, my insurance policy, the accident report, the case number, and $1,000. I'm a broke ass bitch. I am just getting fucked. All sick of it. But what am I gonna do? Just fucking laugh. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't have $1,000. What are you gonna do to me? Yeah, shit's not fun. But look, I'm an old hag and I've been through it all. When I was married, young, let's sit down, youngin'. I want to give you a talk. When me and your grandfather got married, we were eating little Juan burritos for about the first 15 years of our marriage. Frozen little Juan burritos. They weren't fresh. And then we struck oil. And then this motherfucker got elected by the name of. See, that's what kind of grandma I am. I am a good grandma. I need a new channel. Like Bad Grandma. Isn't there a movie Bad Grandpa? I need the Bad Grandma channel where you give grandma advice. Seriously, so this little lady, she never reappeared. So if you could just so you know, this is Denver. This is where we're at. I've been stopped and standing here all afternoon. This place is a fucking joke. They took some of these signs down though. Oh no, they didn't. There it is. I just missed it. So what are we asking here? Wanda, you be the foul mouth grandpa? We'll do a channel together. We'll get together. Grandmas and grandpas giving their grandchildren advice. We'll do panels. We'll pick a topic. I love it. It's fucking great. What do you think? It's gonna have to get pretty crafty. You're gonna have to get pretty creative and clever. We got to get some good messaging across. Here's some more RTD security. Who are these fuckers gonna go make miserable now? You come hang out here with me right here all day. This looks like fun. This would be a good fun spot. Who's coming to Denver to hang out here? All day. I mean, shit gets real right here. I would imagine that my phone battery is probably going to die here pretty soon. How unprofessional. Fucking punk is smoking, walking down the street smoking. Why can't I zoom in? What happened? Probably because my phone's getting ready to die. So if this stream abruptly ends, um, you'll know why. So there is a channel out there called Bad Grandma. Shit. We're gonna have to come up with something else. Regan's Bad Grandma channel, something like that. Yeah, vigilance committee. I mean, I don't know. If you stand here too long, what are they gonna do? Are we gonna have a pig roast right here? Look, we can use this as a pit, a spit in a pit. We can get it mounted right there in the gutter. We can have some folks get some food, right? Oh wait, we've been wasting all this time. Grandma pig roasts. I like that. That's a good idea. Yeah, right, Joy? They'll feel like their lives were threatened because of my, selfie stick. How's that? We need to come up with a penal code for fuck you, Denver. We'll call it DRMC code what? Come up with a number. Oh God, here we go. Reagan's talking to her chat, asking him what she should draw. Got a fucking camera here. They're recording all the sound. We need a DRMC code on this. What should it be? 18 USC 4? You got it. Wait a minute. What does it say exactly? Because if it's a threat to use force of some shit, I'm not going to write it down here. Oh, is Luis in the chat? Oh, it's the turd roast code. Oh, that little lady's back, you guys. There she is. She's over there by herself on the corner. Wait, where the hell did she go? That was literally like oh, she's crossing the street now. She's doing a little dance. She's on her feet. So that's good. Yeah, that guy's not with her. How did she come? She came from that away. She's got a jacket now. Did she have that earlier? I don't think so. That guy must have got her that jacket, huh? That's good. She didn't have them water bottles with her, so she drank the water. Did she have those tennis shoes on? I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. She's just a tiny little thing. She's carrying something in her hand. She's just dancing, doing her thing. I don't know. She's not going to stay still enough for a star response. Now she's running. So she's okay on her feet. Yeah. I think she just. She just got on the shuttle bus. So that's the 16th Street Mall. And this whole bullshit that this is 16th Street, this is not 16th Street. It is called 16th Street Mall, and it always will be. Denver spent over $1 million renaming the 16th Street Mall to the 16th Street. Shit, you know, over $1 million to take out the word mall. It will always be the 16th Street Mall. All you fucking out of towners come here and have fucking ruined my state with your bullshit, Mike Johnston. Fucking asshole. So there the buses take off and they go down the mall. Yeah, she got on that bus. See, that's kind of what I was hoping for. So I saw her again. And she was up on her feet, doing okay. I don't think there'll be any star response anyway. It's too late. Maybe. I don't know. Well, at any rate, okay. 18. There. Read up, Denver. See, we come down here and write, ignore this in protest and redress. All these fucking stamps on here, they're all over. They're down there. They're all over here. They're across the fucking street. They're on the path in Civic Center Park. These need to be set straight. This is bullshit. Go look up this code. Just Google it. DRMC 39-18 and read that. It is illegal to ride those on the sidewalk, by the way. People are dying because of that shit. Those are so dangerous. But they're worried about people fucking stopping and standing. Why? So you can allow your fucking scooters free reign on the sidewalk where this is supposed to be for pedestrians that are getting run over and killed by these fucking scooters that go 50 miles an hour. Fuck you, Denver. Fucking idiots. She's not walking around over there anymore. She got on that bus. She went down the mall. Well, she's safe. That's what I just need to know. And she doesn't, I don't know. I was worried about her skin. There is no way she doesn't have some slight burns. She was laying on that sidewalk. I wonder what was going on. I didn't get a chance to. She didn't look good when she stood up and walked off with that guy either. So there's the park ranger. He's going to allow that guy to ride that fucking scooter on that path in that park. And now he's got the scooter on the grass. Dude, it is illegal to be on the grass in Denver. Get off my fucking grass. Get off my lawn. They're riding those scooters all over in the park. Yeah, I better shut my mouth. Somebody's gonna come over here and jack me. All right, well, I think my time is done here. Onward to more nonsense. Oh, and by the way, on the way down here, I almost got hit again. This place is out of control. It's out of control. So this car is a bad omen. I need to get out of it and I need to get on a scooter. Tish, wow. That was super nice of you. Can't thank you enough for that. Look, my point and me bitching about eating little long burritos, I figure it out. I figure out a way. Right now, my priority isn't the $1,000 for this fucking damage to this rental car. My priority is to Luis to make sure that as far as money goes, yeah, that's where it needs to go. So thank you very much. You know that money will go to serving these folks out here as well. There's still expenses involved in outreach and the nonprofit. And we may just take that $50 and have us a little outreach event here in Civic Center Park on the grass. Yeah, Brian, somebody ran into my rental car. The rental car I have because my other car from the hit and run, that $1,000 deductible for that. And now I got hit in this car, wasn't my fault. And I got to pay another $1,000 deductible when I turned the rental car into Enterprise. So that's what happened. So, you know, it's funny, talk about McDonald's. I want to go get a job at McDonald's. It's Enterprise. No, and they suck. So, but that's the deal. It's all a big fucking scam. you either take out their insurance at $30, $40 a day or some crazy shit, or you use your insurance. So you're screwed either way. So doesn't matter. You take a rental car back, they're going to take out the damages. They don't care. So I have to show them my insurance policy, give them the case report. Yeah, totally. I've already spent enough time on this shit. I don't know. I'm gonna show up and go, I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't have $1,000. Except they have a card that they're gonna try to charge. Enterprise pulled some bad shit on us once many years ago. And when State Farm, when I was like, I gotta get a fucking rental car now through Enterprise. Needless to say, I'm exiting State Farm. Yeah. I've been with State Farm since I was 16 years old. Yeah. I think everybody should exit State Farm. Thank you, Gloria, for putting that link in here very, very much. You guys also in this chat is the link to Luis's GoFundMe. Please help them out as much as you can. And if you need to have a discussion with yourself about why you should give this young man money, and you're doubting me, you don't have to give. Just be smart enough to understand that you can verify the facts that I've told you repeatedly and said repeatedly and then posted again repeatedly about how to go verify the facts. And it's through Denver County Court. It's all you got to do. You can go pull those records and you can see what happened in his cases and what they did. And he's now, went from attempted murder to 3 gun charges, 3 misdemeanor gun charges. Get the fuck out of here, Denver. I fucking hate this place. It's horrible. It's scary. I don't know. Yeah, I was hit. This wasn't a hit and run in this rental car. It was a person who backed into me. They backed into me and then said, I looked, you weren't there. I was backing up and you weren't there. Yeah, I know. My car fell out of the sky. I don't know. So I had to call the cops. District 4, they did a good job. Francisco Valverde, Officer Valverde. Oh, and I didn't finish that story. So get this. State Farm, you know what they're telling me now? Because I'm going to make a claim. We need you to get everything you can. So when you get the accident report, let us know. Hey, State Farm, go fucking sit and spin. $20 that Denver wants for this case report because it turned into an actual report. So you want me to pay $20 for you, State Farm? And I still have to pay a $1,000 deductible when I take this fucking car back? My booking photo? My booking photo sucked. This was a bad photo this round. You could see I didn't have like any. Hey, Denver, when are we going to stop this shit too? That doesn't generate revenue. It just causes accidents. So there's no reckless behavior occurring by riding in gangs and motorbikes. You should have seen the shit me and my husband got caught up in with one of these fucking. We thought we were going to die. Not going to lie. We got some video too. You think I'm going to call the cops? Fuck no. There's bad shit. There's crime. There's lots of crime going on here. There is. Like the need for a person to be able to defend themselves. There's enough of that kind of crime going on. Yeah. So yeah, I will never fucking call the Denver Police Department for fucking anything. Ever. Except to get a case report for some woman who thinks my car fell out of the sky and that's why she hit it. And it's a rental car. If I'd have been in my regular car, in a regular car with my regular insurance, and I would have got out of the car recording, and she would have assumed responsibility, accepted responsibility for her unsafe backing, which is a guaranteed ticket in traffic code. Okay, we're on a public street. I was actually even in the lane of traffic. It's that bad. Yeah, so I didn't want to call him, but I knew I'd probably get stuck with the price of this car because this fucking woman is trying to say she didn't hit me. Literally. So luckily, I got lucky. That's what I tell people all the time. Look, who am I to tell you to call the cops or not? But just know, every time you call them, you risk your life. It's a 50-50 deal. It's like going to Vegas. You don't know which one you're going to get. I happened to get one that didn't want to fuck around. He did his job. He wasn't a dick. But I went to go get this crash report. There's a difference. You can get a free crash report, but you can't get a case report when there's a traffic accident. So you got to pay for it. Well, the crash report wasn't showing up. So I called it because he's got all his phone numbers on his business card, including his work cell phone. Called District 4. They don't even fucking answer the phone. I called his cell phone, not knowing if he's on duty or not. I left him a message. Look, could you please call me back at your earliest convenience so I can find out if this exists? Because this crash report online says it's not there per the case number you gave me. So please call me back and let me know what you have done with this case. He called me back within an hour. Ms. Benson, it's in there. I don't know what's going on. I said, well, okay, what's the fastest way to request a crash report? There's differences between them. He's like, I don't know. I can only give you the number to records. That's all and I understand. I get all that. They're not the fucking records keepers. I get that. The system is fucked in Denver. They make shit impossible, expensive. It's everywhere. Should be a service to us. I'm a fucking victim. You should give me the fucking case report for free, period. No, got to make a fucking buck on top of the salary you already fucking collect. I'm not paying $20 for that report. So anyway, he calls me back right away. I thank him. I remind him, I really appreciate your professionalism. I didn't tell him, I hope I can trust you. Because I'm pretty sure he knows if he fucked up, I'm going to find out. And then it's not going to be good for him. And he knows that. So he wouldn't have even called me back. If he fucked the whole thing up and didn't do what he said he was going to do and cite her and create that report, because he was so efficient out there, he got me on my way so I could get to court and not have another fucking warrant for my arrest. But that's what I want to say about Officer Francisco Valverde of District 4. Yeah. So that was this deal with this car. But at any rate, you guys, thank you for being in here. Please go donate. Thank you, AB, for putting that last plug in there. I'll put the link one more time in there, which apparently I don't have anymore. And thank you, Gloria. You just got it in there. Much appreciated. You guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to get my car lock on my doors, put my head on a swivel, and GTFO. Till next time.